Welcome to Adobe Spark for Classroom Integration 102. In today's brief tutorial, we're going to be taking a look at 3 different Adobe Spark features that educators could use to enhance the teaching and learning inside their classrooms. So the first feature that we're going to be looking at is the Google integration feature. So for example, in a secondary classroom, a creative media classroom, where students are starting to build their LinkedIn profiles, getting their experience all added into their profile in order to start looking for jobs after graduation, they would need to create a cover photo for their LinkedIn profile. So Adobe Spark is a brilliant tool where students can create a post, a graphic cover that is exactly the size needed for LinkedIn. So in this example here, the teacher would have pre-prepared an exemplar to show them, or they could just find one that's already in the Adobe lessons, the teacher resource lessons. In this instance, I've created one here. When you click on resize in the right hand side toolbar, do make sure that under the social profile that you do select the correct one so that the margins and the size requirements are correct. So here we chose LinkedIn background. So once you've got your lesson material ready to go, then this is brilliant because Adobe digitally speaks to Google as they're linked together and partnered. So when you click share on the top right hand side, you want to share this directly to your Google Classroom. So this is a brilliant opportunity for schools who are using the Google platform as their learning management system to integrate with Adobe directly. So right from the Adobe platform, we can choose here any of these platforms to send your learning resource directly to. So we'll click on Google Classroom in the middle and it opens a separate window. If you are logged into Google, then you will be able to go directly to post to one of your Google Classrooms. If you're not logged in, then the first window that will pop will be the login window. So here you would just select the correct Google Classroom course. In this instance, we're going to create a material to share with our students, and then we can fill in all of the different fields for the Google Classroom lesson, enter a description, the objective, and what you would like the students to do with it. Choose a topic, creative media, and you'll see here's the link for our Adobe Spark that we just created, the post. And then here you can choose posts that will send the lesson directly to Google Classroom, visible immediately for your students. If, however, it's not a flipped classroom and you would like for them to wait to be able to see that until the lesson time, you could click schedule and you can choose the date that your lesson is going to start. So a really great feature that helps teachers to save time because they don't need to open a separate window, they don't need to go into the Google Classroom. If you did want to do that, you could always click on the Embed Link feature here, and this will give you the link and you would just copy that into your Google Classroom. However, super cool that you can actually just click on the Google Classroom icon and send it there directly. In our second example today, we're going to be taking a look at a Year 4 Maths Mastery activity called the Portfolio. So here in this example, we use the Adobe Spark page feature, similar to like creating a learning journal, but we're going to be creating a journal of all of their maths expertise. So instead of having them continue to do these formative and summative assessments to show mastery and a lot of writing down, students will be more engaged if they can show creative problem solving, especially this is a great opportunity with maths where they can actually use different multimodal tools in order to do that. So Adobe Spark has provided this page where students can add as they go to show mastery of different skills. So the teacher, for example, in this instance could preset the activity as a template, again, could be shared in Google or shared different ways through YouTube or through Spark itself, as students can also log in through their Google accounts. And then when they're logged in, they would have an example ready. So here in this instance, you could set it up so that between each section, you have the targets and you have the learning objectives under each of the sections for the maths curriculum. As you go down, you'll see that there's an example there of what the teacher expects students to do. Here, the teacher could enter text or photos. I've chosen a video here so that it's very clear for students how they would achieve an expected level for that objective. Then underneath, the students need to challenge themselves and think, how can I show mastery, which is the next level above that? And students would then have the opportunity underneath that to add to that. Using with the plus button here at the bottom, they can either add a photo, a text, so they can type up a paragraph to show mastery of the maths objective, how addition and subtraction works, what are the different ways they can show that. They can click on button to embed a link, or if it's specifically a YouTube video or Vimeo, they can add the video here by clicking on video, Spark videos as well. And you could choose photo grid, which is a nice way that they could actually add different collages by selecting a variety of different photos to show sequence in the Maths Mastery. So that's also another really nice option. They can do a glide show, which I really like. I've created that in many lessons before, and split layout, so they could show a photograph. Maybe they've created examples on paper or whiteboards or using tangible objects, and they've taken a photograph of that they've included inside their Google Drive. So you could add a photo of that by selecting from the Google Drive on the right and choosing the photo to show example. And then on the right side of the photo, by clicking the plus button, you can actually add text where they can explain, either adding a title or just showing explanation of the skill that they have actually mastered. So it's a really brilliant tool, and they would only really need that one learning journal. The teacher could set up all the objectives for the entire year, and then students are just going through the year. Once they've achieved the expected level, they could just add to it. So really starting to get away from those assessments, formative, summative, old school style thinking, and really getting students thinking about how do we creatively show problem solving skills. So I really like that idea. The last example we're going to look at today is for an English grammar lesson. Going a little further vertically down the school, we chose year 2, and this is a year 2 homophones lesson, this time using Adobe Video. So this was a really nice idea because with Adobe Spark, there is no way for the students to directly interact in a collaborative manner to create at the same time in this application. However, teachers can set up their lessons still to be interactive. And we created an example here where the video has some input from the teacher, but the teacher can actually ask the students to pause the video to collaborate and to participate with the video. So when the teacher asks the student to pause, they either have choices to complete the task or the question on paper, or in my instance, I have iPads in my classroom, so students could use interactive whiteboards, Google Jamboard, teachers could use Microsoft Teams. If they're a Microsoft school, there are loads of options that teachers could use to mash up their lesson. So here's the example of the Adobe Spark video. What I really love about Adobe Spark is that each specific slide has 30 seconds of audio where you can add input. So every time you want to create a sentence, for example, you could. And I really also like the simplicity of the slides, how little to no text that you can add. You can also add icons to give ideas or suggestions, or just to spark imagination from your students. And then at the end of the video, there is a task. So what are students going to have to do? So let's just take a little quick look here at what you could do to create interaction with the Adobe Spark video. It's just loading there. So as you've already read in the Google eggs for Easter, too many eggs. My friend has offered me too many chocolate eggs for Easter. Well done. Now it's your turn. This is the word see, as in I see you. Can you think of the homophone for the word see? Pause the video and jot down your ideas on your iPad and check with your partner. Congratulations, the homophone is the word sea, as in the Mediterranean Sea is beautiful, spelt S-E-A. So this is just one example of how teachers can create the video to be interactive with their students. So students would pause the video, do the collaborative part. They could even do think, pair, share, check with their partner, and come back to the video when they finish. And then at the end of the video, they had the task that they would do, which would then be to create their own Spark video or journal or poster to show their understanding of homophones. There's also a challenge there, and again, really building digital literacy, not just the curriculi, literacy objectives, English grammar, etc., but really mashing that up and making it digital. And teachers can really enhance their skills and enhance their student skills by using Adobe Spark. So thank you for watching, and have fun using these great tools to create 21st century skills for your students and enhance innovation in the classroom. Thanks for watching.